Howdy, boys, Caboose Werewolf. Welcome back to Space Engineers, where we continue our work on our ship. Ooh, I was actually going to change up some of the settings a little bit, but I might still do that. Yeah, so I'm probably going to bring it back. Also, I'm going to toy around with a couple more settings. I'm going to continue to work on the ship, because as soon as that gets built, I can launch. The more I work on it, plus I have to dig out the rest of the hangar. But again, the more I dig out, the sooner I can launch. And then, there's something I was going to see. So what I'm trying to do is building a grid partially inside of terrain automatically turns the grid into a station. Stations are more performance friendly but are static and cannot be moved. You can convert any station into a ship. Be careful it's not embedded in any terrain. It might explode. A ship needs to be stationary in order to convert it into a station. So, there's that. Let me see. So instead of building a whole new school bus, I might just alter the one I have. So I was just trying to figure out how to change the name of, like, everything. Let's see. Alright, so now that I know how to do that, because I also want to change, I'm doing Google searches because I'm making some alterations on things. Same shit. So, one thing I was trying to keep an eye out for is I recently started playing with my brother, and we were having issues me seeing ore because it's on his server. So what I was trying to do is determine if there is a script or something I need to adjust so people in your faction can see. Let me see. No. It's something I'll have to toy around with. But like I said, on his server, I can't see the ores. And so, I want to change that about, but... changing the names around of all the things that I've built so that everything is exclusive to these. I probably won't be able to do it to the ship until it's detached from the base. Let me see. Oh. And then we're gonna check out this real quick. Yeah, so right now it's connected and it says home base. But when I detach it, I can change the name so that it says something else. Ready. Alright, so my ship is well underway, which I love it. I also figured out how to orient weapon systems so they can go specifically to certain seats. So what I did, because I was trying to figure it out the last time. I did a little offline work not too long ago. But yeah, so I had to hotkey it. So now I can take control, like this. But I want to make sure that that's exclusive to that. What I'm probably going to do... buggy cockpit, passenger seat, control seat. I need 2 of you. I am learning this game very well. I'm gonna scrap the bus. Actually, I might have an idea of what to do with the bus. The new, it might not be the school bus anymore. There we go. Hotkey. That's not it. Should only have 3 turns active. Control. Alright, that's good. That should be 3. Control. Should be able to look this way. There those are. Perfect. Now, something I need to know about. Because according to what I typed in, there's a 4th gun somewhere. Oh, you know what? It might not even be mine. If it's the one that Auntie built. Oh no, there's only... That's weird. Huh. Okay. Well, not too worried about it. I want to finish the jump drive, so that's available. But the problem is, I need gravity components. The only way to get gravity components is with... what was the big one? Silver and gold. I've got silver. I need gold. Yeah, I just need gold. And I only need 16 more gravity components. So, what I need to do is find more gold. I also just realized how I made this so much bigger, so much heavier. Alright, you're not on recharge, so I can detach. Let's head down below. Actually, let's bring out the sun. There we go. So yeah, we're gonna bring out the sun. We're gonna see if we can find some gold down here, because the more gold I get, the better. It'd be nice if I could find a gold deposit. What I'm probably going to do, the reason I wanted to go into the settings beforehand, is I'm probably going to alter the settings so I get more meteor strikes. Magnesium, iron. Cobalt, ice, gold. And platinum. Could use that. There we go. There's the platinum. Go. Silicon, magnesium, ice, nickel, iron, iron, silicon, cobalt, cobalt. There doesn't seem to be any more gold around here. Nickel, iron, cobalt, ice, ice, magnesium, silicon, magnesium, magnesium. Yeah, I don't need magnesium because I have a deposit for that. More magnesium. get this cobalt. Oh, you know what? I think the cobalt is, I think this hole I made is for the small ship, not the big one. That just means I gotta make the hole a little bigger. Just gonna collect enough cobalt to stock up a bit. Dig a big hole in the ground. Point me so that I'm not looking straight down. Go. And back to home base. There we go. Alright, so we got a little bit more gold. Got some cobalt. Some platinum. I'm sure I've got a couple of meteor strikes near my base that have resources I can use. And I could try to go in through the top like I can do. Cobalt, ice, iron, magnesium, cobalt, magnesium. So I could go in through the top because it's enough space. The problem is I'm trying not to descend as much because I learned a couple of times the hard way that if I descend with a heavy load, there's a good chance that I can't slow my speed. I don't want that, so... Because if you can't slow your speed, you basically just crash. And I need to be able to slow myself moving around tight quarters and such. There we go. Just gonna bring you down. There we go. And lock. Then I need... Oh, are you gonna take the ice? Because I know there's ice. Gotta make sure it doesn't try to filter out any ice. The ice has to go into a different container. Okay, Show HUD, always visible. Yeah, because like I said, I'm trying to figure this out so when I jump back in with my brother, I can figure it out. He can see ores. I cannot see ores in his game. Production. Maybe it's a... Cycle objects. Entity. Safe zones, global permissions. Allow voxel hands. Freeplay tool. Weather. Spectator tools. Match. Yeah, so it's none of these. Oh, let's switch to recharge too. That way I get my ships back up in 100%. And then 4 more gravity comps. Did I pull them all out? No, I can only hold 2 at a time. What I needed was gravity comps and superconductors. You in there? You. No. And then we'll go upstairs, drop the rest off in the icebox. Ship industrial. Let's change that from container to box. There we go. Alright, so what I can do. The only reason I haven't installed anything on the bottom of the ship is because I want to make sure I get everything first. But what I'm probably going to do is, once I have most of the framework for the ship complete, add a connector here, where these are. So the ship will dock with connectors rather than merge blocks. I can take it off the merge blocks and put it on connectors. But again, I got to make sure I have the rest of the ship built. Pretty much the top, sides, everything. But I also have an idea for... So I want to add turrets to these. I want to have... Basically, the turrets will be oriented from the control seat in the direction of the D-pad. So the top will be the gun on the top. The front will be guns on the front, bottom, so on and so forth. And then the orientation will be the same over here. So when I add the weapon system to this ship, which will be accessible from here, everything's going to be loaded up and funneled through here. It's also going to have all of the weapon systems going to the whole ship. But there's only going to be 8 guns at most on the ship. Forward, backward, top, and bottom. Sorry about that. I got distracted. So this is the flight deck. I want the control seat to have main ship control. I'm probably going to have the control seat control thrusters. Actually, no. This will probably control cameras that I put on the ship. Because I want this to have control of the thrusters. Because this is going to have access, because the thrust, obviously the flight seat's going to be the most important seat when it comes to moving the ship. I still need to put something here, a room of some sort. But I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet. I could make it an airlock. Because the thing about the airlocks is anywhere that leads to the outside needs to have two doors. One door that closes there, and then another door that opens here. So the air does not escape the ship. Air can escape through here, but that door will close, and this door will open. Same thing with up here. This door will open and close, but this door will open when I approach it. Yeah, because that sensor's right there, so it'll stop there. I could move that sensor right here. Which I could do. Yeah, I'll probably fix that later. And then I'll need to figure out... I'm going to take Big Green up and see if I can find some more resources real quick. So I'm gonna look around a bit, see if I can find any meteor strikes that have gold in them. Oh, speak of the devil. Just gonna collect that. Because, okay, so I wanted to turn this ship into a station. But the thing is, having a ship that can enter and leave an atmosphere is preferable. I just have to make sure that it can, A, get lifted up properly, so it can rise and fall if needed, and B, you know, all the systems are fully operational. Essentially what that means is I can have a base anywhere with that ship. So it will need landing gear, but it will also need that's why I want to add the connectors, is so it can connect. If I put the connector on a piston, there's 3 strikes here. Is there no resources in it? Huh, how about that? Let's see if we can find some dark patches. Dark patches often are a couple of resources. Let's see if I can find something else. Excuse me. Choking on my own spit. Give me 1 sec, be right back. Sorry about that. I had to get a drink of water. All right. So I want to find more resources in the ground that I can dig up, but I can't remember. My brother in his session said that he found gold underground, and that's what I'm trying to find, but I'm also worried because if he found it, then it should be there. But I'm pretty sure it's one of those resources that's not supposed to be in the ground, so it might have been something else that he said. Should also think about putting parachutes on my ships, because if they run out of power while I'm in the air, I need to make sure that they safely land on the ground. see. Excuse me. Also keeping an eye on my power, making sure I don't use it all just floating around here. Might be a couple dark patches up here. Problem, do I have my... Yeah, it's set at max range. But 50 meters is not a lot. So if I want to see anything, I pretty much have to be, like, on the ground. Which sucks. There's a couple dark spots up here. See if I detect anything. It's probably going to be, yeah, stuff like nickel. Silicone. Come on, give me one gold deposit. Magnesium. Nickel and magnesium. More magnesium. Nickel. So plenty of nickel and magnesium. Those aren't resources I really need right now. I should probably turn the turrets off on my base. Because the issue I'm having is I need the turrets to protect my base, but now all the meteorites that strike or come to strike my base aren't landing. Because they don't drop resources, which is unfortunate. Because I would like it to drop the resource as it gets destroyed. Okay, let's see if I can spot any more dark spots from up high. Oh, there's a couple over here. There's quite a few over here, actually. Come on, give me something good. Ice. Magnesium. More magnesium. Silicone. I'm gonna have to head back here in a sec. Check this one over here, a few on the left over here, and then I'll head back. Magnesium and ice. Plenty of both, need of neither. Could just be the area that I have. Like this sector of the planet. start heading back towards home base so I can recharge. Any marks over here? Not that I can see. Yeah, this area is not bad, it's just not good. Alright, well, no gold. Plenty of magnesium, which I don't need. I don't need magnesium because I have a magnesium deposit. Before we head back in, let's go ahead and pick some of that up, just so that I can restock. Collect. There we go, that's good enough. Every time I dig that out, I make the hole a little bit bigger, which makes it easier to get in and out. Iron, magnesium, cobalt, ice, nickel, silicone. So yeah, most of this area that I'm in is silicone, magnesium, and nickel. All things I don't really need. But I'm also not going to turn down, because I'm sure at some point nickel's going to become pretty popular, silicone's going to become pretty popular. No, 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 no. Scorpion, no. Or not scorpion, big green. Oh. It looks like I just lost a thruster. Sucks, but it's not bad. See, that's another. That's why I didn't want to come in through the top. I came down too fast. Plus, Big Green doesn't have enough power to keep it afloat most of the time. Change this name. Big Green. There we go. I need you to move because you've got resources I need. Oh, you're still working. You're still working stuff. Why are you still working stuff? Is this full? No, nowhere near it. It's still collecting. It's probably because it's processing all those other materials. Yeah, mostly that cobalt. It's got to get that stone. Cobalt takes a while to... See, that's why I would need to get another refinery. I wonder if I put a refinery on top of that. If that would work. I would have to build a staircase that goes up to... Huh? Yeah, I mean, I would have to build a staircase that goes up to it. Can I isolate certain elements in the refineries? No. I can have it fill it. It would have to. It would still be the same thing. So yeah, I'm probably gonna add another refinery. Because it's slowly did you clear out? Nope, you are still... You're not even taking out this stuff. Check something out here real quick. Yeah, you've got still full functionality. That flow's not being disrupted in any way. It's not a flow issue, it's probably just a production issue. Yeah, because now it's collecting the rest of the resources. Slowly. Yeah, it doesn't have the yield to keep going. Alright, let's see about putting a refinery on top of a refinery. Oh, there's no opening there. So if there's no opening... There's no opening on the bottom, and I have no space to add another one here. Let me think. Yeah, no, there's no way I can add another refinery right now. I just loaded it up with too many resources right now. It's overclocking itself. So for the time being, I just gotta let it run. I feel like it's being held up somewhere. This seems awfully slow. I know I'm missing something. Or maybe I'm not missing something. Because again, it is processing everything. It's trying to get that magnesium out. That's going crazy. Did you process gold? I mean, probably, if you did. What are you working on? Ammo. You're working on ammo when I need gold. Oh, I need everything. What does the ammo need? It needs pretty much everything. I think we have enough ammo going now, so let's remove you. So I think what's going on is it's pulling what it needs from the ship into the refinery. The refinery is doing it so that it can sit and then go into the assembler. But if I prioritize other things... I just need one of my diggers to be empty. Magnesium stole... You know what? Let's get you up. And use the ship's refinery. Moving a bit smoother now that you're not as heavy. Go. Refinery, large cargo container. Ship ingot container. Yeah, you're still a long way from being full, so I'm not worried about that. Silver, platinum, cobalt. Let's get that gold. Stone. So that should be clearing out most of that. If not all of it. Let's also get that thruster back on. Come on now. I didn't pull the gold out. Let's get the stuff for the thruster. are you doing that because... Yep, that would be why. I was like, there's no way I need all that stuff for one little thruster. Everything else seems to be... Oh, wait. Construction components for one up thrust. Everything else seems to be okay. There we go. There we go. And put you back. Did you make anything else I need? No. Let's get that gold out. You're gonna make the stuff I need. I need gold for both superconductors and... I just remembered why it took me so long to want to get this done. I need 1,000 superconductors. I wasn't even paying attention to the necessity. Yeah, I have it set to 1,000. I just don't have the resources for it right now. Alright, well. Does anything else specifically need gold? Excuse me. Alright, well, that being said, I guess I can just kind of continue working steel plates. So I want to add another gyroscope right here. Kind of. I kind of also want to make it accessible. many of these? The back. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, fuck it. Yeah, I know it's full. I needed to leave one.
Inventory full.
I need it to cycle in the other direction, because the way that it's cycling is backwards. If that makes sense. I'm looking at this from a weird angle, that's why it's so hard. It's like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube. And the lag is getting to me again. Oh, Fuddrucker. As if getting these pieces on isn't hard enough. Getting it to orient properly. No. What piece are you? even with that, which it is. Make sure the underside is exactly the same, which it kind of is. Add 2 blocks. 3 blocks. 2 blocks. There we go. That should look even. Kind of does. Why is it fell? Is it off by a block? Yeah, it's off by a block. That should look even. There we go. Alright, so the entire cockpit area should be complete. Alright, so if I put blocks.
Fuel low.
Yes, I am aware. Thank you. I gotta go up to the med bay. There we go. There we go. Nope. Alright, well, we're just gonna grab a new tank then. Because I have that luxury. There we go. Now then. What I'm thinking about doing, or one thing I want to consider doing, is building an elevator. And the reason I want to build an elevator is if the ship is landed, I can't put an elevator in because I won't know how low the ground's supposed to be. If I want to build an elevator, I gotta build the crane to lift this whole thing back up again. Part of me wants to paint this all black, because I already had the ship black in the first place. Yeah, let's do that. I was messing around with the colors earlier, but I still want the ship to be black. Oh. Did not mean to paint you that. Actually, let's paint you a different color. Anyway. There we go. Let's get this color back. just be easier if everything looks like it sits right. Oh, there's a white block in there, that's why. I was like, why is that sticking out the way it is? It's because there's a white block inside the ship that is not merging with the rest of this grid. So the entire outer... Oh, no, it's not. There we go. And then I need to go inside. Paint this interior. There we go. So, now the outside should reflect that impression. It does not. Why does it not? Oh well, I mean, it's not that big a deal. Oh. Not trying to do that, but okie dokie. It's just the way it's laid out, I guess. Alright, fine. I'm gonna be weird like that. Not hurting my feelings or anything. Okay, so... let's check out the med bay real quick, because I saw the ceiling is black. Or the ceiling was white. And it's a double block, so technically I could not do what I want to do. I mean, bringing it down one floor would, or one level wouldn't be that bad. So I want to make sure that anything I add black ceiling isn't going to be bad. The lights are going to be white anyway, so... yeah, that's not too bad. It just makes it easier to work if everything is seamless in one color and yada yada blah blah. Alright, so I will need to put a wall here. But I kind of want to get the weapon system set up along with the... I can't put the wall... I guess I can put the wall there. If I start encasing the whole ship, like I'm about to do, then I'm gonna have to keep entering the ship from the back. Unless I add an airlock, which is kind of what I want to do. I wonder if... no, because that would be too inconvenient. If I turn that room into a airlock, I still have one whole room. Probably gonna turn this room into an airlock, because then that way it'll be close to that and I can work around that. Still won't know what I'd do over here. Maybe a leisure lounge or something. But in short, what I need to start doing is putting the walls in. If I need to round it out a bit in places, I can do that when I'm all done. I also just need to make sure that the entire left and right side are equal in face. I kind of want to remove this corner, and put it at an angle. Don't know about that corner yet, because like I said, I still have to work the back. But if I do that, then I can do that. Yeah, because the rooms in here will still have a wall. Of course it is. Because as I start adding the walls and everything, I am going to start rounding out the ship. I got to make sure I have enough placement for the weapon systems and the thrusters. There we go. Now let's do the same thing to this side. And then I'm going to drop off these plates. Because I'm just going to collect the more of them from here anyway, so. Wherever they fall. There they are. Well, the good news is the med bay's right there. Also, I want to see something real quick. So sitting in a control seat will give you your energy back, which kind of makes sense, because you're at rest. It's just faster if you do it from a med bay. There we go. Alright, so that's done. I'm gonna have to face that off a little bit, make it look a little bit cleaner. Which I should still be able to do. How would I go about that, though? I just gotta make it level with the outer face. Which means these 4 panels have to go. I know how to work this. I know how to do this. Yeah, because I can fix those blocks to be angular and face out. These only have to come up one more. Since it's at a slight angle, I need that one. And of course I need steel plates. You? Okay. You? There we go. Ship's starting to come look really angular. Suppose I could... No, I'm not going to put more windows on here that I don't have to. There we go. Alright, there. Now, what I need to do is just kind of shave off a little bit of the sides. So if I do this... Of course it is. See, I don't want to go too deep into the ship, which is why, like, pieces like that. Maybe I can leave it like that, and then... See, now I can't even put that down until this is done. Because I can't go any deeper without removing more red. There we go. No, that won't work because now the red's exposed. Maybe I can add... I need to work a certain angle. First I need... this. Then I need... oh, I know what to do. There we go. So that'll fold into that. I'll need to put a regular block back here. It'll look a little bulky, but it'll fit better. So the idea I'm going for is once I have the walls put in, I can work the thrusters and the weapons after that. That's going to take a minute because once I have the walls on, I'll know basically the ship is complete in most of its entirety. There we go. That's looking a little bit more... It's going to look like a giant angular block, but it'll look better than what it was. So that side being done, I just got to make the other side look exactly the same. And I think I know why that is happening. It's because inside there's not a conjoining block like right there. So if I were to put blocks right there, that would clean that up. But again, not worried about that at the moment. I need to remove you guys. Then you two. Or not, no. No, that block needed to stay. Okay, and then an inner angle block. Actually, I wonder if this one would work better. Yeah, that actually would work a lot better. Not that there's anything wrong with that one. That one just fits the fold better. Alright. Okay. Then an out angled block. This one is a... It's not you that's that. There we go. And then... could probably put the weapons right there. The forward guns. Down and over one. So this will be an angle. You will be a dimensional angle. There we go. And then all of it is a matter of orienting these. And that should be even all the way around, for the most part. Yeah. That's good. That's real good. Alright. Now then. Should be able to install the wall. Which is going to take a while. But before I do that... I want to put an airlock here. I want to put... Oh, I ran out of steel plates. Alright, let's get the offset door installed. And a bunch of steel plates. And the only oh, that's going to be an issue. So I want to put sensors on these doors. But the thing is, well, not two people are going to be doing it at the same time. I want to make it so there's no way that one door works when the other door is working. I could make it... It'd be another door. How would I do that? Oh, this one would have to be... Yeah, so basically this is a room. This is the room right here. And you gotta come in through this door. This sensor will only activate if you walk in, like, you're right up against the door. So you won't have to press it. But... So the reason I'm adding an extra door here is so, let's say 2 people are coming in. I need more steel plates. Say 2 people are coming in. You still need access to both doors in order to let the air out. Why do I have all this stuff? Oh, the... Boy. I didn't finish this door. Oh, yes I did. So I'm just holding random stuff for no reason. There we go. I'll need another door. Let's finish this wall. Okay, so and then one offset door here. And there will be a sensor outside the ship that only registers when you're standing directly on top of this. So you'll have to be on the door for it to open. But the only reason I want to put sensors on, I want to make sure the doors are closing behind people. Because if we open a door and the door slams shut, if we open a door and then we forget to close the door, then the door stays open and that causes problems. So and I can put something in this room to kind of add a little bit more spice in here. Obviously, I'll need lights.
Meteor storm inbound.
Oh. Yeah, I'll leave it. I was gonna turn them off, but I'm just gonna leave them on. So the sensor is going to be... I can put it right there. I can actually put it right there. I can put it somewhere. It doesn't have to be right inside this door. Or I can.
Inventory full. Inventory full.
Yeah, that works. I only added more space because I thought the airlock was going to be a bit wider than that. I can put this sensor there. I can put lights here.
Inventory full.
I can put... There we go. That lights that up. Same color. Make sure the outside of the ship is the same color. See, there's one that I missed. There we go. So this is the airlock room. One sensor will go there. One sensor will go there. Come on now. Yes, I know. And then one sensor will go there. And the sensors will be extremely sensitive.
Inventory.
You literally have to be
Inventory
standing on
full.
top of them. So that should all work out. Just the way I planned it. Exactly as planned. Oh, that works. So, airlock, weapon systems, med bay. Booyah. Oh, this is working out really well. I say, knowing something horrible is going to happen. Currently, nothing horrible is happening. So, boom. Alright, so, I'll have to finish the wall there. Finish the wall here. Once I have the bulk of the ship complete, walls and everything, I'll be able to go in. I'm gonna need to make some more steel plates here soon. I'll be able to go in and add thrusters, add weapons, add anything necessary to keep the ship going. And that way, once I can also tell if I need to color anything differently too. I don't even need to put a room here, actually. I can just leave that as is. But I do have an idea. If I'm going to be doing something like that. There we go. Make each room kind of look more roomistic. Yeah, that all works. This is looking real nice. I'm liking it. Can you feel it now, Mr. Krabs? I'll need to add lights to this room. I put all this stuff away, so... I'll have to obviously have more than one airlock, but... I figure if I have an airlock to the main part of the ship, maybe 2 airlocks to the main part of the ship, one here, one on the lower level. And then, let's add those lights.
Energy critical.
I skipped one, didn't I? Give me my energy back. There we go. Because that's one skip, one skip, one skip. Yep, I skipped one. That should work. Oh, look at that. Maybe I'll make a viewporting room right there. Like a little window or something. That looks nice. I'm loving this. I'm making this look so good. And the only reason I'm not flushing up this area is I want to add as much room as I can. If I can keep the space, then I'm going to keep the space. Now... contracts. Passageways. Ooh, I need a toilet. Oh, shower. I should be a shower. Ooh, I should add the shower. It can be like a decontamination shower. Oh, but it doesn't fit anywhere. Well, kind of fits there. Toilet seats, bathroom. Jump drive, mass, windows. Cameras, remote controls. Couches, beds, desks, all that comes with the decorative. Weapons rack, again, all decorative. Which I want to add a couple of those, so I might get that DLC. Alright, and make sure that I finish this up. There we go. Oh, it's all coming together now. I'll need to figure out where I'm going to put the forward thrusts. Once again, I'll figure out where all the thrusts are going as soon as I've got the ship intact the way that I want it. I should be able to finish this wall. Oh, my fuel's not going back up, which means I'm running out.
Fuel low.
I am aware. Put that back. Grab... Oh, they're all empty. I should keep these in the O2 generator now, because it just makes more sense for me to be able to swap them out when needed. Always something, isn't it? There's ice in the ice box. Get the rest of these plates, or the components out. And get one fuel tank. There we go. That way, one fuel tank's always on me at all times. I'm gonna leave this wall open for now. And finish this wall. Let's grab the welder. This will go a lot faster with the welder. Come on now. Come on now. Okay, you are set to auto, so you will fly. Oh. Welder wanted to go for a ride. Trying to balance it out a bit. Then I was gonna leave the wall uncovered, but I'd rather cover my whole basis. There we go. Let's circle back around. Those plates on the bottom. Just because I might as well use the welder. There we go. And I'll fix those little corners right there. There we go. Gotta put a piece that matches this corner, which is easy. Look at that. Start adding thrusters and weapons to that, and it is going to look glorious. So, that's what I'll probably do next time. I'll focus on where the thruster... Because the thing is, what I'm going to have to figure out is how each thruster is going to go on and where each thruster is going to go on. Because it's got to have enough atmospheric lift on its own to get in the air, and then it's going to need hydrogen thrusters on the back and ion thrusters in all directions. So ion and hydrogen thrusters are all going to have to go in every direction. Or ion and atmospheric thrusters are going to have to go in every direction. And hydrogen thrusters will be along the back. But that's why I'm also going to close off the backside and have the opening to the ship on the sides. One thing I want to try out real quick before anything else, before I log out for the day, is I want to check these out. So, let's get the materials needed for this. Because these may make up the wall of the hangar. This stuff back. Stuff out for... Oh, steel plates. Yeah, oh, I'm gonna need to start production for steel plates. I guess since I can cancel the queue. Yeah. There we go. There we go. So, hangar doors can be linked together to create large gates that can seal space air tight while allowing vehicles in and out. You can build and use button panels to open the hangar bay doors, interacting with it, or sensors to make them open and close automatically, which is what I want to do. But the question is, how do I want to go about doing that? Let's just see how one interacts. Alright, so one is now active. I'm assuming that there's going to be a... So what I wanted to see was the Airtight Hangar. Yeah, it did say hangar. There it is. So that's the general idea. I just wanted to see how... So it goes, what, 3 blocks high. Which is more than... Well, it goes 3 blocks high because it's 2 blocks. If I want to put another one... I would have to put one... Hang on a second. We're gonna see this real quick. So, 2 blocks high. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. And then angled block. Not that angle. Okay, so if this works, oh, for Pete's sake. There it is. So I wonder if it'll, like, indicate that they're sealed. So it doesn't indicate anything. But the point is that it seals. Which it says that that's an airtight seal. It looks airtight. So what I'll most likely do is this will be the hangar wall that opens up, allowing ships in and out. But you see, the question is, I do want it to be on the sides. Maybe. I don't know. If I put it on the sides, then the entire back is available for thrusters. But if I put it on the front, or if I put the hangar on the back, then the walls of the hangar are more accessible. Which does grant me more access for thrusters. That's probably what I'll do. I'll have to experiment with it a bit. Which will probably be either next time. I'll probably finish the hangar before I put the thrusters on. So yeah, next time will definitely be the hangar of the ship. And then from that point on... Oh, did you... Uh-oh. You have no power. Did you drop? I don't think so. I need to get Boy Blue to bring it back up. Oh, you don't have enough up thrust, Boy Blue. I completely forgot to put this on the dock, so... Alright, so I'll just have to throw another battery on here. Destroy one battery, or throw a whole nother battery on there. Yeah, because I gotta get Scorpion back on the track. This thing's done, right? It's worked through all that material. It did. So let's get stuff for a battery. Nope, give me that back. I did not need... It's got all the thrusters working. Is it just too heavy? Is that what's going on? Wait, is the... No. Because I installed it on the... Yeah, gyroscope is still there. I think it's just because it's too heavy. Come on, Scorpion, get up. Yep, everything's still operational. There's no reason you should not be flying. This isn't making any sense. Why are you just sitting here? This doesn't make any sense. You should be moving. Why are you not? Are you embedded? I'm gonna have to figure that out later. Because you are not moving, and I need you to move, so. Why are you being complicated? Let's try Boy Blue one more time. Real quick. All the thrusters are working. Why are you getting no lift? I'm not seeing something, and it's frustrating.
Meteor storm inbound.
Whatever. Before anything. I'm getting meteor strikes near the base. Come on now, go down, go down. There we go. Rotate. There we go. Just a little bit. Alright. Well, that's going to wrap it up for today. I gotta figure out what's going on with Scorpion. It might just be a battery issue. It doesn't have enough power to power all the thrusters at once. But I will figure that out first chance I get. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and follow me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And if you would like to see more, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel where I upload at least one video every single day. And I will catch you all next time.